I got a math equation for you. Love plus knowledge equals God's best. Philippians chapter 1, verses 9 and 10. Paul says, "And this is my prayer, that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight, so that you may be able to discern what is best, and may be pure and blameless for the day of Christ, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ, to the glory and praise of God." So we have this idea of God's best, that there is this ideal that you and I can experience, we can live out. He says in that concept that as we experience that, we will be pure and blameless, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ. So God's best does exist. And I think all of us desire to experience that. The question becomes, how do we experience that? Some write the story that we can't have God's best, that God's best doesn't exist. Others believe it's solely through our actions that we can achieve this. But Paul gives a different equation. He says if you want to experience God's best, you need to wed together now two very specific concepts: love and knowledge. Well, many of us think that love is all you need, right? Isn't that what the Beatles sang? This idea that all you need is love and everything will take care of itself. And maybe in some ideal world that is the case, but the reality is if all you have is the affection toward people, but you don't have the wisdom of what they actually need, your love, your desire, even your good intentions for them and for yourself can actually cause pain. I often remind people that love doesn't always feel loving. To hold an addict accountable to the choices that they're making, to discipline your child in the moment that they need to be disciplined, to say the hard word, not the harsh word, but the hard word to a friend, that doesn't always feel loving. Affection itself isn't going to work. We need to wed that now together with knowledge. What is the truth? What is reality? What does God's wisdom begin to say? And yet, if we have the truth, but we don't have love, if we don't have good affection, but we have the truth, we have the right action, then so often what we're going to do is we're going to take that truth and use it in an inappropriate way. We're actually going to abuse people even when we're right. And so the key to finding God's best is not just love. It's not just truth. It's both of those things now wedded together. And when you and I have a heart toward people, an affection that overflows from the grace of God. And then we wed that with what the text here now calls a knowledge, a depth of insight, not just a surface level, but a wisdom that comes from a depth of insight. Love plus knowledge will equals God's best.